the one decision I regret most at 82, and what I wish I had known before moving into a nursing home. At 82, I've learned a lot about life, but there's one decision I regret more than any other: moving into a nursing home. At the time, it seemed like the right choice. My family encouraged it. They told me I'd have all the care and comfort I needed. I believed them. I wanted to believe them. But once I got there, the reality wasn't anything like what I had imagined. Maybe you're watching this because you or someone you love is considering the same thing. Maybe you've been told it's the safest choice. Maybe you think it will make life easier. Before you take that step, I want to share 6 hard lessons I learned the day I gave up my home. Lessons I wish someone had told me first. Because life in a nursing home isn't just about convenience. It changes everything. And once you go in, getting out is not as simple as you think. Stay with me until the end, because some of these lessons might surprise you. And if you know someone considering this move, this might be exactly what they need to hear before making a life-changing decision. Let's begin. Regret #, losing my independence. The biggest shock after moving in wasn't the small room, the set meal times, or even the unfamiliar faces. It was losing control over my own life. Before, I had my routines. I decided when to wake up, when to eat, and how to spend my day. I could take a walk whenever I wanted, cook my own meals, sit quietly with a book in my favorite chair. But in the nursing home, everything ran on a schedule that wasn't mine. Breakfast was at a set time, hungry or not. Lights out happened at a certain hour, ready for bed or not. Even taking a walk outside sometimes required permission, and waiting until someone was available to assist. I'll never forget my first week there. I woke up one morning, stretched, reached for the book I'd been reading at home, and froze. This wasn't my room. My books, my chair, the little comforts I had spent years collecting, they were gone. In their place were sterile walls, a bed I didn't choose, and a feeling I couldn't shake. I was no longer in charge of my own life. The hardest part? Realizing that once you give up your independence, getting it back is almost impossible. You adapt because you have to. You stop arguing when they tell you what's for dinner. You stop asking to take walks on your own. You fit into their system, and slowly, you start losing yourself. Before you decide on a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to give up the small freedoms that make life yours? Because once they're gone, you'll miss them more than you can imagine. Regret #2, feeling forgotten. Here's something no one tells you. Once you move into a nursing home, the world outside keeps moving without you. At first, my family visited often. My daughter came once a week, my grandkids on weekends. It felt like I still had a connection to my old life. But as the months went by, visits became less frequent. Phone calls replaced face-to-face time. Holidays were the hardest. Everyone promised they'd come, but plans always changed. I found myself sitting alone in the common room, watching other residents stare at the door, hoping someone would show up. It wasn't that my family stopped loving me. Life just got busy. And when you're not around every day, it's easy for people to assume you're fine. I remember one evening holding my phone, debating whether to call my son. I didn't want to be a burden. I didn't want to remind him that I was here, waiting, so I put the phone down. And that's when it hit me. This was my life now. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you prepared for the loneliness? Because no matter how much your family loves you, once you're out of sight, it's easier than you think to be out of mind. Regret #3, losing my sense of purpose. When I moved in, I thought I was just changing where I lived. I didn't realize I was also changing why I lived. At home, I had responsibilities, small things, but they mattered. Watering plants, cooking, tidying up. These gave me a reason to get up every day. In the nursing home, all that disappeared. Meals were prepared. Cleaning was done for me. There were no plants to care for, no projects to finish. At first, it felt like a break, but soon, the days grew long, empty, meaningless. I remember a man named George, 84, who had been a carpenter all his life. At home, he was always building something. Here, no tools, no projects. He told me one day, I feel useless. I knew exactly what he meant. When you no longer have something to care for, something to work toward, life loses its spark. The mind slows down. The body follows. Ask yourself, what gives your life meaning? Because in a nursing home, you have to fight to hold on to it. Regret #4. Declining health faster than I expected. Before moving in, I was in good shape for my age. I could cook, clean, walk on my own. But in the nursing home, life was designed to make things easy. Too easy. Meals delivered, help at the push of a button, less moving, less effort. And the less I moved, the weaker I became. I saw it in others too. People who walked in on their own soon needed walkers, then wheelchairs. One woman told me, "I feel like I aged 10 years in just a few months." She was right. When you stop using your body, you start losing it. If I could do it again, I'd fight harder to stay active, to keep moving, even when life made it easy to stop. Regret #5. Losing privacy and dignity. At home, I had my own space, my own rules, my own door to close. In the nursing home, privacy became a luxury. Staff walked in and out, room checks, shared spaces. Even getting dressed or taking a shower often required help. I know they were doing their job, but it's hard to give up your dignity after a lifetime of independence. Some people had roommates they didn't choose, loud, messy, even disruptive. No matter how much you decorate, a room never feels like yours when someone else controls so much of your life. Ask yourself, are you ready to give up the privacy and control you've had for decades? Because once it's gone, it's gone. Regret #6. Realizing leaving isn't as simple as you think. When I moved in, I told myself it was temporary. If I didn't like it, I could leave. But after a few months, everything changed. My house sat empty. My kids started selling things they thought I wouldn't need. My strength declined. One day, I realized I wasn't as independent as I had been, and that made the idea of leaving scary, maybe even impossible. For many people, once you move in, you never leave. Final thoughts. I don't regret growing older, but I regret believing a nursing home was my only choice. I walked in expecting comfort and safety. What I found instead was a life that slowly took away my independence, my privacy, my purpose, even my sense of self. Does that mean nursing homes are all bad? No, some people genuinely need the care they provide. But before you make that decision, ask yourself, is this truly the best choice, or just the easiest one? Because the life you have now, your routines, your freedom, your choices, is worth holding on to for as long as you can. We'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your insights matter, and we truly enjoy reading what you have to say. It keeps us inspired and motivated to create more. If this video was helpful, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend or loved one who might benefit too. Your support helps us keep making content that informs, encourages, and uplifts. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to connecting with you again in the next video.